Good morning. This is H coming at you again with another Autodesk Inventor 2023 video with the SolidWorks education lessons. This one is we're going to be looking at lesson 37 and 38. Let's just jump right in. Hopefully you've been following with the series and hopefully your confidence is growing with sketching and extruding and these simple things. So lesson 37, we have a unique object because it has a triangle in it, right? It's one of the only ones, I think, in this whole packet. I think it is the only one in this whole series of 50 lessons that actually has a triangular shape like this. That's like a cutout, a shape uh, in the finished product of the part itself, the object. So when we look at this object, it's fairly simple. We have a fillet, a filleted corner here. We got like a chamfered ramp on the top of this wall that's here. So we have two levels. We have the 20 millimeter level here, this surface, and we have the 40 millimeter level up here, like this very top, and then it comes down to this level here. That's 30 millimeters from the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw it actually from the top view, nice and easy, lots of dimensions here, lots of visual information, just like we've been doing. And we're going to have this profile here, this rectangle that's here, and we're going to extrude that up 30. We're going to draw all this in with this triangle, going to extrude that 20, and then we're going to lengthen this and extrude this whole area here and up to 40, and then we'll chamfer it at the very end. That's our plan moving forward. So let's just jump in. We'll get to this to the side and we'll open up our standard millimeter part file on our top plane. And we're going to start with a vertical line that is 60 millimeters in length. This is going to be the far left edge of this top view. This line here is 40. It comes down now. It's actually going to come down all the way 60. I don't know why I'm doing that. And coming in to here. So we could have gone with a rectangle tool for sure, but we're going to fillet this corner now with a radius of 20 right there. Excellent. So there's our radius there. Now we're going to draw our line to segment this in two different profiles immediately. So this line here, we're going to make the rectangle shape that's kind of that chamfer side of this. This is 20 millimeters away. And then we got to segment this. Oh, misclick, undo. That's what happens. We have to segment this in half with another line tool coming down this way. And this dimension here, this is 10. So we have our bottom surface here, not complete. We still need the triangle that's in there. We have this rectangle surface. This is going to get extruded to 40, and this rectangle is going to get extruded to 30, and this is 20 right here. So we need to just add that triangle in there so that triangle's shape does not get extruded. So I'm going to draw it in here, just kind of roughly, making sure everything's connected. And then I'm going to dimension it with the dimensions that are given. So it's a 20. Oh, it wasn't connected. Let's fix that. There we go. So there's a 20. And then from this corner to this line, this is 10. And then this is also 20. Let's do that. Let's make sure that's a horizontal line. It looked kind of trippy for a second, like it wasn't actually horizontal. And then there we go. And then this edge here, from here to this edge here of the triangle, this is also 10. So there it is. That's our triangle shape that's there. And that's what's being left as an unextruded profile to create the hole that is a triangle shape. So let's finish the sketch and see what we got. So starting with the longest extrusion burst, or the most extrusion, this is going to be 40, and we'll hit the plus sign again. This is 30 because it's a little step down. Let me verify that. That looks kind of odd to me, but no, that's That is correct. I'm just making sure. So plus sign it again, and then we're doing this. This is 20. Yeah, we are correct. So there's our extrusions, three extrusions of those profiles. Now to finish this up, we just need to add the chamfer to this edge here. So the chamfer is two different lengths. So we're going to use the two distances because horizontally it goes 20, vertically it just goes down 10. So horizontally is 20, vertically is 10. Enter. There it is. Right? So there's our lesson 37. Just like that. Again, an interesting one, a unique one, just a different exercise with the triangle that's there. We got the fillet and we got a chamfer. So we got everything included in there. Again, it's easier to make things in a sketch when it comes to some of this stuff than it is to create them and then, edit them with the modify section of 3D material. Okay, so well done. Nice and simple. Let's jump in and look at lesson 38. 38 is a unique one. I actually kind of like this one. I look forward to this one because this is an exercise in precision sketching. Tough word to say, right? So precision sketching, because of this weird effect that's going on, and it might be hard to see what's happening, but here's what's happening, right? This back section here, right here, this back of the part, that's a solid block of material. Then this middle is cut out like a V shape. And then this front that's right here, this is cut out like a half circle. So we actually have like a half circle cut, and then there's a V shape, and then it's just solid. Okay. So really interesting. So we gotta sketch this. We gotta sketch this with precision, but then we gotta extrude the right profiles, the correct profiles that we make when we sketch them. So this is a bit of a tricky one, an interesting one. It is pretty unique for the this packet as far as like what's going on and what's getting made. But we're starting from the front view because that's what's giving us the triangle shape and the half circle shape. The front view is the easiest view to start with. So let's go XY plane. Rectangle tool, super easy to start with because the outside perimeter of this is 40 by 30. So let's just type that in quick and get our rectangle to begin. Then we're looking at a radius of 20 for our circle. And again, it's going to be the midpoint of this line coming out radius 20. So the diameter is 40. So the diameter is actually the entire thing. Look at that. It goes from one side to the other. And we don't need this, what's above this, only what's inside of the rectangle. So I'm going to trim out what I don't need. And here's that error because we have to delete this dimension first, the diameter of the circle, delete it, then use the trim tool, and then we can come right back to make sure we add that dimension in. The radius is 20, perfect. We're looking good. Let me get this better. There we go. So again, we had to trim that circle that we did, the diameter of 40, trim it down. Maybe you have to delete the diameter, trim it down, make sure your radius is still 20 and you're good. So we're nearly there. Now we need to draw in the lines we need to kind of make that triangle shape we were looking at. So it's going to start here in the corner, the green dot, and it's actually going to come down to this midpoint of this curve, right? 45-degree angle, just click there on the curve, and then we're going to come back up and then click right there again. And again, that triangle is like just perfectly positioned so that the point of that triangle is at like the pinnacle of this curve. Very, very simple to draw. We actually don't need dimensions for it because we dimension this curve and have this curve in place. And it's just at the vertex of this triangle, of this vertex point is at like the pinnacle center point of this curve. So there it is. We got our 30, we got our 40 height, we got those dimensions in there. And so now begins the exercise in extruding this with some precision. Okay, so we have our sketch, we have our profiles all in there. So now it's like, all right, what do we need to extrude to finish this off. And here's where it gets interesting, an interesting tool for sure. Our first extrusion is going to be every profile, right? We're starting kind of from the back, where it's solid block material. So I'm going to flip it over though, and make sure it gets extruded 20. Okay, this gets extruded 20. It is a solid block of material. And we're going to hit once we get the 20 millimeters of extrusion, we're good. I'll hit the add another one. So now this is here. So now we need to extrude everything but the triangle. Okay, this is everything but the triangle. That shape is there because that's what's being left out as the cutout of that. Again, it's a 20 millimeter extrusion, and we're extruding it the opposite way to build it kind of towards us like it is. So it's a bit tricky when it comes to this. And then we're going to add that extrusion. Now, the next extrusion is going to be everything but the half circle that is there. I'm highlighting it red right here. This is the next extrusion. Okay, but this is where it gets kind of there's a trick here. There's an additional thing we need to do. So we select the profile, selecting that. Our from here is not going to be the sketch plane, right? And we've been extruding from the sketch plane almost this entire packet. We haven't really changed this up. So this is something new, something unique, right? If I click on this from, I can then click on this surface. And it's moving the extrusion. So it starts on the surface of that material that I clicked, that face. Inventor calls it a face. And then it starts extruding the material from that face in that shape of that profile. Okay. And that's the real trick to this one here. We started with the profiles and everything in one sketch, extruded one way, extruded the other way, and then we adapted it so that it extruded from a different face. And then I'm going to hit OK. And there it is, a very strange, unique part for sure. The different, and you can kind of see it a bit more clearly now. We have the circular surface here, then we have this kind of ramp V surface. There's the other V right there and right there. And then we just have solid block of material. So a very interesting, unique part for this particular lesson 38. But very interesting. A lot of this one's fun to do. I like this one a lot because again, precision in sketching, and then precision in making sure you extrude it in the right direction, as well as where you start your extrusion from. It's not just always from the sketch plane. It could be from another surface that's parallel to the sketch plane. But that's also talked about in the extrusion video that's on the channel. So if you wanted to see more about extrusion and the extrusion tool, check that out. And till next time, have a great day.